Good day everyone, it's Grizzly here, and Pika of course. I'm sure you all know me by now. Today's story is a great story with a valuable lesson, and it's called The Ant and the Grasshopper. I'm quite sure you have all heard this story before. How about you, Pika? Have you heard this story before?
Oh yes, Grizzly. To be honest, I don't like it.
No, me, Pika. They get everywhere, don't they? Okay, so here we go with the story, The Ant and the Grasshopper. Once there lived an ant and a grasshopper in a grassy meadow. All day long the ant would work hard, collecting grains of wheat from the farmer's field far away. She would hurry to the field every morning, as soon as it was light enough to see by, and toil back with a heavy grain of wheat balanced on her head. She would put the grain of wheat carefully away in her larder, and then hurry back to the field for another one. All day long she would work without stop or rest, scurrying back and forth from the field, collecting the grains of wheat and storing them carefully in her larder. The grasshopper would look at her and laugh. "Why do you work so hard, dear ant?" he would say. "Come, rest a while, listen to my song. Summer is here, the days are long and bright. Why waste the sunshine in labour and toil?" The ant would ignore it, and headbent would just hurry to the field a little faster. This would make the grasshopper laugh even louder. "What a silly little ant you are!" he would call after her. Come and dance with me. Forget about the work. Enjoy the summer. Live a little." The grasshopper would hop away across the meadow, singing and dancing merrily. Summer faded into autumn, and autumn turned into winter. The sun was hardly seen, and the days were short and grey, the nights long and dark. It would become freezing cold, and snow began to fall. The grasshopper didn't feel like singing anymore. He was cold and hungry. He had nowhere to shelter from the snow, and nothing to eat. The meadow and the farmer's field were covered in snow, and there was no food to be had. "Oh, what shall I do? Where shall I go?" wailed the grasshopper. Suddenly he remembered the ant. "Ah, I shall go to the ant and ask her for food and shelter," declared the grasshopper, perking up. So off he went to the ant's house and knocked on the door. "Hello, ant," he cried cheerfully. "Here I am to sing for you as I warm myself by your fire while you get me some food from that larder of yours." The ant looked at the grasshopper and said, "All summer long I worked hard while you made fun of me and sang and danced. You should have thought of the winter then. Find somewhere else to sing, grasshopper. There's no warm or food for you here." And the ant shut the door in the grasshopper's face. So that's the story. What is the moral, Pika?
The moral of the story is wise to learn of tomorrow.
That's a good lesson, Pika. So what did you think to the story?
It was a good story, Grizzly, but I must admit, I feel sad for the grasshopper. I know he was lazy, but at least he's safe for the ants.
Yes, you're right, Pika. It was sad for him. Well, like all of these stories, Pika, we learn a lesson. You must plan things if you want them to work in the future. For instance, what do you want to be when you're an adult?
Oh, I don't know, Grizzly. I haven't really thought about it.
Exactly what I mean, Pika. If you don't decide, then you cannot plan for it. Well, my friends, that's it for today. I do hope you all enjoyed hearing today's story. I'm sure the grasshopper was okay. I'm sure the ant gave him some food. Don't forget, if you have a story that you would like me to tell everyone, please leave me a message in the comments. So, Pika and I will see you again next Monday. Grizzly and Pika out. Bye! All summer summer long I worked hard while you made fun of me and sang and danced. You should have thought of the winter then. Find somewhere else to sing, Grasshopper. There's no warmth or food for you here. All summer long I worked hard. Sorry, do again. Reading. Exactly what I mean, Peter. If you don't decide, then you know, cannot. I'll do that again. Okay, never mind. Oh, so, Pika and I will see you again next Monday. Grizzly&Pika out. Bye. Reaching. The Friendly Frog Race, starring Figgy and his friends. This is an original children's story created and developed by myself. It all started over a lady frog. Well, doesn't it always? It was a beautiful, tranquil pond that evening. The two best friends were arguing. "I'm the most handsome and funny," said Floppy. "Oh, I don't think so," replied Figgy. "Just look at my muscles." "You call them muscles?" asked Floppy. "I've seen stronger tadpoles." Just then, along came the most beautiful frog they were both trying to impress. "Hello, boys. It's a lovely day, isn't it?" "Why don't we all go for a swim?" said Florence. Yes, said both Floppy and Figgy. "Then I can show her that I'm the strongest," Figgy thought to himself. All three dove into the tranquil pond and swam for hours. But neither Figgy nor Floppy managed to impress Florence more than the other. "So, how are we going to decide who is the best?" asked Floppy. "I know. Let's have a race, and whoever wins the race will be the best." "Great. Do you want to race right now?" Floppy asked. "No, it's nearly time to sleep. Let's race tomorrow at 6 in the evening," replied Figgy. So it was all set, and the two friends slept. The next day, news got around that the two friends were going to race, and the reason why. Florence also heard the news and was secretly happy that Figgy and Floppy were trying to win her heart. After all, she liked them both. It was decided that Frank the Elder would be the judge. "Here's the rules," said Frank. "You will start when I say go. You must hop from lily to lily, all the way across. If you fall in the water, you will receive a 5-second penalty. You must sit on the lily leaf for 5 seconds. The winner will be the one that crosses the finishing line first after completing the full course." Both friends wished each other good luck. Florence shouted good luck to them both. "I'll be waiting at the finishing line for you." "Are you boys ready?" asked Frank. Of course, both were ready, especially now Florence will be waiting at the finishing line. Frank started the race. "Ready? 3, 2, 1, go!" They both jumped to the first lily leaf. In fact, they both landed on the same one. "Different leaves, guys," shouted Frank. There was a total of 10 leaves from start to finish. Floppy was stronger and was on the 5th leaf as Figgy got to the 4th leaf. "Oh, look at that juicy little fish," said Floppy. And he jumped in to catch and eat it. 5-second penalty, shouted Frank. "Oh, I forgot about that," replied Floppy. Anyway, it gives me time to eat it. This gave Figgy time to catch up and even pass Floppy. I'm going to win, shouted Figgy. I don't think so, replied Floppy. I'm going to win. He gave a massive leap and landed past the finishing line. I won, he shouted excitedly. Everyone shouted and cheered, all except Figgy, of course. Well done, Floppy. You were the strongest and the best, said Figgy. Just then, Frank hurried over. Wait, boys, wait. I need to speak to the elders. I wonder why he has to speak to the elders, asked Figgy. After many minutes, Frank returned. After much debate, we have decided to disqualify Floppy. What? Asked Figgy and Florence. Why? Asked Floppy. It has been decided that Floppy didn't complete the course. I did complete the course, Floppy replied angrily. Everyone saw it. What are you saying? You left out leaves 9 and 10 with your amazing leap. Yes, you got to the finishing line first, but you didn't follow the rules. So I'm sorry, but we have no choice. You are disqualified, said Frank. Oh no, said Floppy. That means that Figgy is the winner. Floppy jumped over to Figgy. Congratulations, my friend. Thank you, said Figgy. You are a great sport and a good friend. Florence came, hugged them both. You are both winners, she said. But Figgy was the real winner because he has 2 fantastic friends. That's the end of our story, but I have a question. Did Figgy really win? Or do you think I allowed my friend to win? After all, he is my best friend and it was only a race. You decide. Bye from Figgy. Bye from Floppy. Bye from Florence. Bye from Frank. Thank you for watching. Good day everyone, it's Grizzly here, and Pika of course.
Hello?
I'm sure you all know me by now. Today's story is the greatest story with a valuable lesson, and it's called The Cunning Fox and the Clever Stork. I don't think all of you will have heard this story before. How about you, Pika? Have you heard this story before?
I don't think so, Grizzly, but it sounds like it's going to be good.
Well, let's see, Pika.
I would have to be careful if it was a real fox. He might think I'm chicken and eat me.
I don't think you look like a chicken, Pika. Okay, so here we go with the story. The Cunning Fox and the Clever Stork. A very long time ago, a fox and a stork were good friends. One day, the fox thought of a plan to amuse himself at the expense of the stork, at whose appearance he always laughed. You must come and dine with me today, he said to the stork, smiling to himself at the trick he was going to play. The stork gladly accepted the invitation and arrived in good time and with a very good appetite. At the fox's house, the table was set for lunch. There were 2 bowls of soup. The fox started eating, but the stork couldn't even taste his soup because his beak was too long and the plate was too shallow. The fox lapped it up easily, and to increase the disappointment of the stork, he made a great show of his enjoyment. The hungry stork was much displeased at the trick, but he was a calm, even-tempered fellow, and saw no good in flying into a rage. Instead, not long afterward, he invited the fox to dine with him in turn. The fox arrived promptly at the time that had been set, and the stork served a fish dinner that had a very appetizing smell. But it was served in a tall jar with a very narrow neck. The stork could easily get into the food with his long bill, but all the fox could do was lick the outside of the jar and sniff at the delicious odour. The fox wasn't happy and soon lost his temper, and the stork said calmly, "Do not play tricks on your neighbours unless you can stand the same treatment for yourself." So, that's the end of the story. What is the moral, Peacock?
The moral of the story is a selfish act can often backfire on you.
Yes, I think that's right, Pika. It's better to be kind and not selfish.
I was right, Grizzly. It was a good story, and the stork was very clever.
Yes he was, Pika. And the fox didn't like it that the stork tricked him back, did he?
No, he didn't. But I'm happy that the stork did it. Is that selfish, Grizzly?
No, Pika, it's okay to feel happy or sad. Everyone has feelings. Well, my friends, that's it for today. I do hope you all enjoyed hearing today's story. Don't forget, if you have a story that you would like me to tell everyone, please leave me a message in the comments. So, Pika and I will see you again next Monday. Grizzly and Pika out. Bye! Good day everyone, it's Grizzly here, and Pika of course. I'm sure you all know me by now. Today is a little different, guys. Our story doesn't really have a moral lesson. I don't think you will have heard this story before. It's called Princess Rose and the Golden Bird. How about you, Pika? Have you heard this story before?
No, Grizzly, I don't think so. Does the princess kiss a frog? I like that one.
No, Pika, it's not that one, but it's a bit similar.
Oh, good. So it has a happy ending, yeah!
Okay, let's see, Pika. So here we go with the story. Princess Rose and the Golden Bird. Many, many years ago, in a kingdom far, far away, there lived a beautiful princess. She had long red hair and loved roses so much that everyone called her Princess Rose. Every evening after dusk, Princess Rose went out onto the balcony and clapped her hands. A golden bird came flying out of nowhere and sat on her shoulder. Instantly, the princess's hair began to shine, ablaze with brilliant red light. When the bird started to warble an enchanting tune, Princess Rose joined it in a song, and everyone in the kingdom fell asleep and had sweet dreams till the break of dawn. Many years passed. Each and every evening, Princess Rose, along with the little golden bird, sang a loving lullaby so that all the people fell asleep and had sweet dreams till the break of dawn. Until one day, something terrible happened. A wicked witch learned about Princess Rose and decided to curse her. "Abracadabra, simsalabim, may the roses colour dim," said the witch, and Princess Rose's hair instantly turned as black as tar. That evening, Princess Rose went out onto her balcony and clapped her hands. But when the golden bird appeared, her hair glowed black instead of red. The bird warbled its enchanting melody, and Princess Rose sang a lullaby. Everyone in the kingdom fell asleep, but that night they only had bad dreams and nightmares. On the following day, the saddened princess asked the bird, "Tell me, golden bird, how can I make my people's dreams so sweet again till the break of dawn?" "Black hair in rose water," the bird chirped in reply. The princess wondered at his advice, but abided by it nevertheless. She filled up a basin with water and sprinkled rose petals on its surface. Then she dipped her hair into the rose water, and it instantly turned red again. That evening, when the bird perched on her shoulder, the radiant red glow of her hair lit up the night sky once more. The princess sang a lullaby, and everybody in the kingdom fell asleep and had sweet dreams till the break of dawn. That evening, when the bird perched on the shoulder, the radiant red glow of her hair lit up the night sky once more. The princess sang a lullaby, and everyone in the kingdom fell asleep and had sweet dreams till the break of dawn. The wicked witch was so angry that her curse had been broken that she decided to cast it again. Abracadabra, simsalabim, may this rose's colour dim. And the princess's hair turned as black as tar again. Only this time, the witch also picked up all the rose blooms in the entire kingdom. Let's see you break my curse now, she sneered, filled with rage. Once again, the saddened princess asked the bird, Tell me, golden bird, how can I make my people's dreams so sweet again till the break of dawn? Black air in rose water, the bird chirped in reply. But where will I find the rose? Said the princess. Black air in rose water, the bird chirped and flew away. The princess didn't know what to do. So great was her anguish that her eyes filled with tears, one of them falling to the ground below. At that very moment, a young and handsome prince, who had stopped under the balcony of the princess, took out a little box and a single red hair from within it. He bent down and placed the hair on top of the princess's tear. And then a miracle happened. Suddenly, the single red hair turned into a red rose. The prince picked the rose and took it up to the princess. Upon seeing the rose, she immediately brushed off her tears and plucked its petals to add to the water in the basin. Then she dipped her hair and the curse was broken. Everyone gasped in astonishment, and the king asked the prince, Young man, where did you find that red hair? When the princess and I were both children, I picked a single strand of her hair from her head as a sign of my loyalty to her, and she did the same to me. It's true, father, the princess confirmed and took out the little box. She opened it to reveal a single hair from the prince inside. Everyone was delighted with this news. The prince and the princess Rose got married on that very same day. Upon learning that her curse had been broken again, the wicked witch's evilness swelled so much that she exploded into 1,000 tiny pieces. Eventually, rose blooms sprang up in every garden in the kingdom once again. And so it went. Each evening, Princess Rose sang a loving lullaby so that all the people fell asleep and had sweet dreams till the break of dawn. So that's the story. What did you think, Peter?
I think there is a rule, Grizzly. If at first you don't succeed, try again.
Okay, I suppose that's a good lesson for us, Pika. So what did you think to the actual story?
I love this story, Grizzly. That witch was really wicked, wasn't she?
Yes, she was, Pika. I also liked the story, and it had a lovely, happy ending.
It's a good job that the prince arrived after all those years, isn't it?
Yes, Pika, she was a lucky lady. Okay, guys, that's it for today. Don't forget, if you have a story that you would like me to tell everyone, please leave me a message in the comments. So, Pika and I will see you again next Monday. Grizzly and Pika out. Bye! Good day everyone, it's Grizzly here, and Pika of course.
Hello.
I'm sure you all know me by now. Today's story is a great story with a valuable lesson, and it's called An Octopus in Trouble. I don't think all of you will have heard this story before. How about you, Pika? Have you heard this story before?
I don't think so, Grizzly, but it sounds like I'm going to like it. I like the movie Finding Nemo.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, Peacock.
It's funny, Grizzly. An octopus has all of the legs, but cannot walk. Or can it?
I'm not sure about that, Pika. Okay, so let's get on with the story. An octopus in trouble. Once upon a time, there was a shy and quiet octopus. He nearly always went about on his own because, although he wanted to have lots of friends, he was just too shy. One day, the octopus was trying to catch a very slippery oyster. Before he knew it, he had tied himself into one massive knot, and he couldn't move. He tried with all his strength to wriggle free, but it was no good. In the end, despite the great embarrassment he felt at being seen in such a tangle, he had to ask for help from the passing fish. Many fish swam past, ignoring him, but one very kind little fish offered to help to untie all those tentacles from all those suckers. The octopus felt heartily relieved when he was finally set free. But he was so shy that he didn't dare talk to the fish and make friends with him. He simply thanked the fish and quickly swam off. Later, the octopus spent the whole night thinking that he had wasted a great opportunity to make friends with that very kind little fish. A couple of days later, the octopus was resting between some rocks when he noticed that everyone around was hurriedly swimming past. He looked into the distance and saw enormous fish coming over to feed in that area. The octopus quickly hid. Then, peeping an eye out from his hiding place, he saw that the huge fish was chasing the kind little fish who had untied him. That little fish really needed urgent help, but the big fish was so dangerous looking that no one dared go near. The octopus remembered how the little fish had helped him, felt that he had to do whatever he could to come to his aid. Without hesitating, the octopus shot out from the rocks like a ray. He put himself right into the path of the giant fish, and before the fish could do anything about it, the octopus had shot out the biggest jet of ink of his life. He grabbed the little fish and swam off back to hide in the rocks. Everything happened so fast that the big fish had no time to react. However, he soon recovered from the surprise. Off he went to the rocks looking for the octopus and the little fish. Now he really wanted to gobble them down. Soon though, he began feeling a terrible itch. First in his gills, and then in his fins, and then all over his body. It turned out the octopus' dark ink had given him a terrible allergy, so the big fish swam away, irritated all over. As soon as it was gone, all the fish who had been hiding came and congratulated the octopus for being so brave. Then the little fish told them all how he had helped the octopus a few days earlier, but he had never known anyone be so grateful that they would end up doing something so dangerous. Hearing this, the other fish discovered how nice the shy octopus was, and everyone around was keen to be the friend of such a brave and honourable octopus. So that's the end of today's story. Is there a moral, Pika?
I don't know your moral, Grizzly, but here's a lesson. Showing gratitude is one of the bases of a good friendship.
Yes, I think that's true, Pika. It's nice to have lots of friends.
I was right, Grizzly. I did like the story. What a nice octopus. Could be dangerous as well, though.
Yes, they can be, especially if they wrap their legs around you.
So, Grizzly, can an octopus walk?
Well, Pika, I did actually check that for you, and this is what it says. Believe it or not, octopuses really can walk on land when they want to, and in fact, according to Scientific American, it's actually pretty common. Well, my friends, that's it for today. I do hope you all enjoyed hearing today's story. Don't forget, if you have a story that you would like me to tell everyone, please leave me a message in the comments. So, Pika and I will see you again next Monday. Grizzly and Pika out. Bye! Everyone, my name is Grizzly, and this is my companion, Pika. You might remember me from my movie reviews, but today and every Thursday I will be bringing you an interesting short story. Most of my stories will have a message, a moral. Today's story is The Lion and the Mouse. It's an adaptation of a story by Jerry Pinkney. Once there was a lion, the king of the jungle. He was fast asleep. Just then, a little mouse began running up and down on him. This soon awakened the lion, who placed his huge paw on the mouse and opened his big jaws to swallow it. "Pardon me, O king," cried the little mouse. "Please forgive me this time. I promise I shall never repeat it, and I shall never forget you for your kindness. And who knows, I may be able to do you a good turn one of these days." The lion was so amused by the idea of the mouse being able to help him that he lifted his paw and let him go. "Okay, little mouse," he said, "you are lucky this time. Anyway, you wouldn't have been much of a meal." He laughed as the little mouse ran for his life. Sometime later, a few hunters captured the lion and tied him to a tree. After that, they went to get their wagon to take him to the zoo. Just then, the little mouse happened to be passing by. On seeing the lion's plight, he ran up to him and gnawed away the ropes that bound him to the tree. The king of the jungle was free again. "Was I not right?" said the little mouse, very happy to have helped the lion. "Here's the moral of the story. Small acts of kindness will be rewarded greatly." Okay, that's it from me and Pika. Grizzly out. Bye. Good day, everyone. It's Grizzly here, and Pika, of course. I'm sure you know me by now. Today and every Thursday, I will be bringing you an interesting short story. Most of my stories will have a message, a moral. Today's story is The Miser and His Gold. An old miserly man lived in a house with a garden. The miser had saved lots of gold coins. He hid his gold coins in a pit under some stones at the bottom of his garden. Every day, before going to bed, the miser went to the stones where he'd hid the gold and dug them up and counted the coins. He continued this routine every day, but not once did he spend the gold he had saved. One day, a man passing by noticed the old miser's routine and decided to wait for the old man to go back into his house. After it was dark, the thief went to the miser's hiding place and took the gold. The next day, the old miser found that his treasure was missing and started crying loudly. His neighbours heard the miser's cries and asked him what had happened. The miser told them his story about how he had saved up the gold coins and enjoyed looking at them every night. On learning what had happened, the neighbours asked, "Why didn't you save the money inside the house? It would have been much easier to access the money when you needed to buy something." "Buy?" said the miser. "I never used the gold to buy anything. I was never going to spend it." On hearing this, the neighbours threw a stone into the pit and said, "If that is the case, save this stone and imagine it's your gold, because this stone is as worthless as as the goals you have lost. So, what's the moral of that story then, Pika? Yes, that's right. So, what did you think of that story then, Pika? I'm sure you understood it.
Yes, Grizzly, I understood it. I wish I had some gold coins. I'm sure I can find something to spend them on.
Me too, Pika. Well, hopefully you all enjoyed this story. If you have a story that you would like me to tell everyone, please leave me a message in the comments. It must have a good moral. So that's it for this week from me and Pika. Grizzly out. Bye. Good day everyone, it's Grizzly here, and Pika of course. I'm sure you know me by now. Today and every Thursday I will be bringing you an interesting short story. Most of my stories will have a message, a moral. Today's story is The Peacock and the Crow. Do you know this story, Pika? Okay, it's a good story, and this was recommended by Roel Urera. Thank you, Roel. So, here we go. A crow lived in the forest and was absolutely satisfied in life. But one day he saw a swan. This swan is so white, he thought, and I am so black. This swan must be the happiest bird in the world. He expressed his thoughts to the swan. Actually, the swan replied, I was feeling that I was the happiest bird around until I saw a parrot, which has two colours. I now think the parrot is the happiest bird in creation. The crow then approached the parrot. The parrot explained, I live a very happy life until I saw a peacock. I have only two colours, but the peacock has multiple colours. The crow then visited a peacock in the zoo and saw that hundreds of people had gathered to see him. After the people had left, the crow approached the peacock. Dear peacock, the crow said, you are so beautiful. Every day thousands of people come to see you. When people see me, they immediately shoo me away. I think you are the happiest bird on the planet. The peacock replied, I always thought I was the most beautiful and happy bird on the planet, but because of my beauty, I am entrapped in this zoo. I have examined the zoo very carefully, and I have realized that the crow is the only bird not kept in a cage. So for the past few days, I've been thinking that if I were a crow, I could happily roam everywhere. That's our problem too. We make unnecessary comparisons with others and become sad. We don't value what God has given us. This all leads to the vicious cycle of unhappiness. Learn to be happy in what you have instead of looking at what you don't have. There will always be someone who has more or even less than you have. So do you know the moral of the story then, Pika?
Yes, Grizzly, I do. A person who is satisfied with what he or she has is the happiest person in the world.
So what did you think of that story then, Pika? Do you agree with that moral? Me too, Pika. I think I'm just perfect. Anyway, did you notice? All those birds sounded the same. So that's it for this week from me and Pika. We'll see you on Monday. Grizzly out. Bye. Good day everyone, it's Grizzly here, and Pika of course. I'm sure you know me by now. Today and every Monday and Thursday I will be bringing you an interesting short story. Most of my stories will have a message, a moral. Today's story is The Boy Who Cried Wolf. I'm sure many of you have heard this story before. How about you, Pika? Do you know this story?
Yes, I know this one, Grizzly. It's a great story.
Yes, you're right, Pika. In my opinion, it's one of the best short stories. So, here we go. The Boy Who Cried Wolf. Once upon a time, there was a shepherd boy who used to take his flock of sheep to the hill to graze on the fresh, green grass. Sitting there, he had nothing to do the whole day. One day, an idea struck him. To overcome his boredom, he cried, "Wolf! Wolf!" And all the villagers came running up the hill with their sticks to frighten the wolf away. But to their dismay, they found no wolf. The boy laughed and laughed. The villagers were not happy with the boy and told him, "Please don't call wolf unless there really is a wolf." Again, after a few days, he was bored again and cried out, "Wolf! Wolf!" And the villagers again came running up the hill, only to find that the shepherd boy had fooled them again. The shepherd boy laughed and laughed, seeing that he'd managed to fool them again. However, this time the villagers were very angry, and they told him that the next time he cries out for help, they would not come. Next day, when his flock of sheep were grazing, he suddenly saw a real wolf. Yes, a real wolf. In terror, the boy ran toward the village shouting, "Wolf! Wolf!" But though the villagers heard his cry, they did not run to help him, as they had done before. "He cannot fool us again," they said. The wolf killed a great many of the boy's sheep, and then slipped away into the forest. From that day onwards, the boy promised never to lie again. So do you know the moral of the story, Pika?
Yes, Grizzly, I do. And people refuse to believe a liar, even when he's telling the truth.
So, did you enjoy hearing the story again, Pika?
Oh yes, Grizzly, and that's why I never ever tell lies.
Haha, me too, Pika. I think if you always tell the truth, people will treat you well. So, that's it for today. I hope you all enjoyed today's story. If you have a story that you would like me to tell everyone, please leave me a message in the comments. It must have a good moral. So, that's it for today from me and Pika. We will see you on Thursday. Grizzly out. Bye. Good day everyone, it's Grizzly here, and Pika of course. I'm sure you know me by now. Today and every Thursday I will be bringing you an interesting short story. Most of my stories will have a message, a moral. Today's story is The Three Little Pigs. Do you know this story, Pika?
Yes, Grizzly, I have heard this one before. It's one of my favorites.
Yes, it's a great story, and this one was recommended by Teen Sonic the Hedgehog 2021. Thank you, Teen Sonic. The Three Little Pigs. Once upon a time, there was an old mother pig who had three little pigs and not enough food to feed them. So when they were old enough, she sent them out into the world to seek their fortunes. The first little pig was very lazy. He didn't want to work at all, and he built his house out of straw. The second little pig worked a little bit harder, but he was somewhat lazy too, and he built his house out of stakes. Then they sang and danced and played together for the rest of the day. The third little pig worked hard all day and built his house with bricks. It was a sturdy house, complete with a fine fireplace and a chimney. It looked like it could withstand the strongest of winds. The next day, a wolf happened to pass by the lane where the three little pigs lived, and he saw the straw house and he smelled the pig inside. He thought the pig would make a mighty fine meal, and his mouth began to water. So he knocked on the door and said, little pig, let me in, let me in." But the little pig saw the wolf's big paws through the keyhole, so he answered back, "No, no, no, not by the hairs on my chinny chin chin." Then the wolf showed his teeth and said, "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down." So he huffed and he puffed and he blew the house down. The wolf opened his jaws very wide and bit down as hard as he could. But the first little pig escaped and ran away to hide with the second little pig. The wolf continued down the lane and he passed by the second house made of sticks, and he saw the house and he smelled the pigs inside. And his mouth began to water as he thought about the fine dinner they would make. So he knocked on the door and said, little pigs, let me in, let me in." But the pigs saw the wolf's pointy ears through the keyhole, so they answered back, "No, no, no, not by the hairs on our chinny chin chin." So the wolf showed his teeth and said, "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down." So he huffed and he puffed and he blew the house down. The wolf was greedy and he tried to catch both pigs at once, but he was too greedy and he got neither. His big jaws clamped down on nothing but hair, and the two little pigs scrambled away as fast as their little hooves could carry them. The wolf chased them down the lane and he almost caught them, but they made it to the brick house and slammed the door closed before the wolf could catch them. The three little pigs were very frightened. They knew the wolf wanted to eat them, and that was very, very true. The wolf hadn't eaten all day, and he had worked up a large appetite chasing the pigs. And now he could smell all three of them inside, and he knew that the three little pigs would make a lovely feast. So the wolf knocked on the door and said, little pigs, let me in, let me in." But the little pigs saw the wolf's narrow eyes through the keyhole, so they answered back, "No, no, no, not by the hairs on our chinny chin chin." So the wolf showed his teeth and said, "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down." Well, he huffed and he puffed, he puffed and he huffed, and he huffed and he huffed, and he puffed and he puffed, but he could not blow that house down. At last he was so out of breath that he couldn't huff and he couldn't puff anymore. So he stopped to rest and thought a bit. But this was too much. The wolf danced about with rage and swore he would come down the chimney and eat up the little pigs for his supper. But while he was climbing onto the roof, the little pig made a blazing fire and put on a big pot full of water to boil. Then, just as the wolf was coming down the chimney, the little pigs pulled off the lid and plop, in fell the wolf into the scalding water. So the little piggy put on the cover again, boiled the wolf up, and the three little pigs ate him for supper. So, you know the moral of the story, Pika?
Yes, Grizzly, I do. The moral of the story is that hard work and perseverance pays off in the end.
So you like the story then, Pika? Do you agree with the moral?
Oh yes, Grizzly. I know we need to work hard if we're going to achieve success.
Yes, work hard and work clever. This will usually bring you success. Well, I hope you all enjoyed today's story. If you have a story that you would like me to tell everyone, please leave your message in the comments. It must have a good moral. So that's it for this week from Pika and me. We will see you on Monday. Grizzly out. Bye. Good day everyone, it's Grizzly here, and Pika of course. I'm sure you know me by now. Today and every Monday and Thursday I will be bringing you an interesting short story. Most of my stories will have a message, a moral. Today's story is the fantastic story of the tortoise and the hare. This is a story suggested by one of our subscribers, PushGamer14. Thank you, PushGamer. I'm sure all of you have heard this story before. How about you, Pika? Do you know this story?
Yes, I know this one, Grizzly. It's a great lesson to us all.
Yes, Pika, it's a great story with a great moral. So, here we go. The tortoise and the hare. In the woods, there lived a very slow tortoise and a very swift hare. The hare was a proud animal, fast and sleek, and well aware of his speedy talents. He would take delight in taunting the humble tortoise. One bright morning, the tortoise was plodding along at his usual pace. Suddenly, bounding past him was the hare. The hare leapt this way and that, frantically running circles around the patient tortoise. No matter how the hare might cross his path or try to trip him up, the tortoise calmly continued his stroll, undisturbed by the hare's antics. "Good morning, Mr. Hare," said the tortoise. "My goodness, you're moving quickly today." "Ha ha, that I am, tortoise," snapped the hare. "But I cannot say the same for you. You are as slow as a sloth." "This is true, Mr. Hare. This is true," replied the tortoise. "You know, tortoise," said the hare mockingly, "I just saw a snail slipping along faster than you." "Perhaps you did, Mr. Hare, perhaps you did," said the tortoise, all the while slowly contouring along the path. "I'm a very slow creature," said the tortoise, "but all the same, I would like to challenge you to a race." You challenge me to a race?" asked the hare. "Why, tortoise, I could have run a race in the time it took you to make that challenge, ha!" And with that, the hare was seized with laughter. He laughed so hard that he fell over. The noisy laughter of the hare caught the attention of the other animals. "What's that commotion?" they asked. "This silly tortoise has challenged me to a race. Why, I'm sure to win," said the hare. "He's so slow, I'll have time to spare." The animals agreed on a course for the race, and the fox was chosen to act as a judge. That night, the tortoise went to bed early to rest for the big day, but the hare stayed up late into the night, boasting far and wide of his upcoming victory. The next morning, the tortoise arose early and slowly made his way to the starting line. As it was time for the race to begin, the hare was only just waking up. "On your marks," growled the fox. "Get set." "Whoa, don't start without me," exclaimed the hare as he dashed to his place at the starting line. "Go," barked the fox, and the hare was off, leaving the tortoise behind in a cloud of dust. When the dust settled, the tortoise had only cleared the starting line. "Ha ha," laughed the hare, "I'll show that old tortoise. He should have known better than to think that he would beat me." Not long after the hare was out of sight, he began to grow weary. "I am so far ahead of that tortoise," thought the hare. "I think I'll take a little rest here until he comes along. That ought to show him how foolish he is to race me." The hare stretched out on a comfortable hammock and enjoyed a few tasty carrots. After he'd eaten his fill, he felt sleepy. "Well, I suppose there's no harm in taking a little nap," the hare said to himself, and with that he fell fast asleep. Meanwhile, the tortoise had been making slow but steady progress. He had been happily moving along one step at a time, enjoying the scenery of the racecourse and greeting the other animals along the way. After quite some time, he came upon the sleeping hare. "Hello, friend owl," "Hello, friend Squirrel," said the tortoise quietly, so as not to wake the hare. "It's a beautiful day, is it not?" "Yes, it is," chirped the squirrel. "Keep up the good work." "Thank you," replied the tortoise as he slowly moved along, enjoying the sun and the warm breeze while the foolish hare slept. The tortoise continued to make his way patiently along the trail, over the hills and through the forest. The tortoise slowly plodded along. Hours passed as he crept past a brook, through a field, and walked along beside a pond. He could see the finishing line not far ahead of him. Still, the hare dozed away. When the sun began to grow low in the sky, a cool breeze blew, chilling the hare. At last he awoke. "Oh my," said the hare with a start. "How long have I been sleeping? The race! I must get back to the race." "You had better hurry if you want to win," hooted the owl. "The tortoise passed here hours ago." The hare was surprised to hear that he'd been asleep so long. "I better get moving," he said, and darted off in a panic. The hare scampered along and tripped and fell many times as he scrambled to make up for the time that he had lost to his long nap. The hare ran and he ran. The hare went as fast as he could, but it was of no use, for as he went over the last hill, he could see the tortoise ahead of him, crossing the finishing line ever so slowly. "I declare the tortoise has beaten the hare," barked the fox. As the animals cheered and congratulated the tortoise, the hare came puffing out of breath and dragging himself along the trail. "How could you beat me?" said the hare. "You are so slow, and I am so fast." "That's right, Mr. Hare," said the tortoise. "I may be slow, but I'm patient and steady, and I never stop going. You see, my friend," said the tortoise with a smile, "slow and steady wins the race." So what is the moral of that story then, Pika?
The moral of the story is that one can achieve success by doing things slowly and steadily, rather than acting carelessly and hastily.
So, did you enjoy the story, Pika?
Oh yes, Grizzly. In fact, I'm a little bit like that here. I'm very fast.
Well, I'm like the tortoise, Pika, but don't worry, I'm not going to challenge you to a race. Well, that's it for today. I hope you all enjoyed today's story. If you have a story that you would like me to tell everyone, please leave me a message in the comments. It must have a good moral. So Pika and I will see you again on Thursday. Grizzly out. Bye. Haha, retake. The noisy laughter of there caught the attention of the other blah boy. Again. Not long. 3 beep bop. The hare was surprised to hear that he'd been asleep so long. "I better get him moving. I'll do it again." Go on. The hare went as fast as he could, but it was no use, for he was wet. I'll start again.
The moral of the story is that one can achieve success by doing things slowly and steadily, rather than acting carelessly and hastily.
I think you better do that one again, because it's called hastily. Good day everyone, it's Grizzly here, and Pika of course. I'm sure you know me by now. Today and every Monday and Thursday I will be bringing you an interesting short story. Most of my stories will have a message, moral. Today's story is a fantastic story called Gold Coins and a Selfish Man. I'm not sure if any of you heard this story before. How about you, Pika? Have you heard this story before?
No, Grizzly, I don't know this one.
Well, Pika, it's a great story with a fantastic lesson for us all. So here we go. Gold coins and a selfish man. Sam was a greedy and selfish man. He always desired to have lots and lots of money and never hesitated to cheat others to make money. Also, he never wished to share anything with others. He paid very low wages to his servants. However, one day he learned a lesson that changed his life forever. It so happened that one day a small bag that belonged to Sam was missing. The bag had 50 gold coins in it. Sam searched high and low for the bag but could not find it. Sam's friends and neighbours also joined in the search, but all their efforts were in vain. After a couple of days, the 10-year-old daughter of the man working for Sam found the bag. She told the father about it. The father identified the bag as the one that was missing and immediately decided to take it to his master. He gave the bag back to his master Sam and asked him to check whether the bag had 50 gold coins. Sam was extremely happy to get his coins back, but he decided to play a trick. He shouted at his worker, "There were 75 coins in this bag, but you gave me only 50. Where are the other coins? You have stolen them." The worker was shocked to hear this and pleaded his innocence. Selfish and greedy, Sam did not accept the worker's story and decided to take the issue to court. The judge heard both the sides. He questioned the daughter and the worker about the number of coins they had found in the bag, and they assured him that there was only 50. He cross-examined Sam, and Sam replied, "Yes, my lord, I had 75 gold coins in my bag, and they gave me only 50. Hence, it's quite obvious they have stolen 25 coins." The judge then asked, "Are you sure that your bag had 75 coins?" Sam nodded vigorously. The judge then made his judgment. "Okay, Sam," said the judge. "Since you lost a bag of 75 gold coins, and the bag found by the girl had only 50 coins, it is obvious that the bag that was found does not belong to you. It must have been lost by someone else. If anyone finds a bag of 75 gold coins, I will declare that it belongs to you, Sam. As there are no complaints about the loss of 50 gold coins, I order that the girl and his father to keep those 50 gold coins as a token of appreciation for their honesty." So what's the moral of the story, Pika? So what did you think to the story? He wasn't a very nice man, was he, Pika?
It was a good story, Grizzly, but I don't like that man. They should put him in jail.
You really think so, Pika? Don't worry, he probably went to jail. But anyway, Pika, it's only a story so that we can all learn a lesson.
Hey, Grizzly, I once spent some coins and I spent on cupcakes. They were yummy.
Really? I didn't know you liked cupcakes, Pika. Hey, maybe you will go to jail. You should have handed the coins in.
Oh, no!
Don't worry, Pika. I'm only joking. Well, my friends, that's it for today. I hope you all enjoyed today's story. If you have a story that you'd like me to tell everyone, please leave me a message in the comments. It must have a good moral. So Pika and I will see you again on Monday. Grizzly out. Bye. He gave the back. Looked out that back again. Boing, boing. There were 50. There were 75. There were 100. I'll do it again. Good day everyone, it's Grizzly here, and Pika of course. I'm sure you know me by now. Today and every Monday and Thursday I will be bringing you an interesting short story. Most of my stories will have a message, a moral. Today's story is a fantastic story called The Ugly Duckling. I'm sure you have all heard this story before. How about you, Pika? Have you heard this story before?
Oh yes, Grizzly. I love this story because it's got a happy ending.
Okay, Pika, don't spoil it for everyone. So, here we go. The Ugly Duckling. It is a beautiful summer day. The sun shines warmly on an old house near a river. Behind the house, a mother duck is sitting on 10 eggs. Chick, one by one, all the eggs break open. All except one. This one is the biggest egg of all. Mother duck sits and sits on the big egg. At last it breaks open. Chick, chick. Out jumps the last baby duck. It looks big and strong. It is grey and ugly. The next day, Mother Duck takes all her little ducks to the river and she jumps into it. All the baby ducks jump in. The big ugly duckling jumps in too. They all swim and play together. The ugly duckling swims better than all the other ducklings. Quack, quack. Come with me to the farmyard, says Mother Duck to her baby ducks, and they all follow her. The farmyard is very noisy. The poor duckling is so unhappy there. The hens peck him, the rooster flies at him, the ducks bite him, and the farmer kicks him. One day he decided to run away from all these nasty animals. He ran and ran until finally he comes to a river. He sees many beautiful big birds swimming there. Their feathers are so wide, their necks so long, their wings so pretty. The little duckling looks and looks at them. He wants to be with them. He wants to stay and watch them. He knows they're swans. Oh, how he wants to be beautiful like that. Now it's winter. Everything is white with snow. The river is covered with ice. The ugly duckling is very cold and unhappy. Spring comes once again. The sun shines warmly. Everything is fresh and green. One morning, the ugly duckling sees the beautiful swans again. He knows them. He wants so much to swim with them in the river. But he's afraid of them. One day, he finally plucked up the courage to join the swans. So he runs into the river. He looks into the water. There in the water he sees a beautiful white swan. He turns around, but no one is there. He looks again into the water. It's me, says he. Yes, I'm a swan. I'm not an ugly duckling. Yes, that's right. He had changed into a beautiful white swan. So what is the moral of the story, Pika? So what did you think to the story, Pika?
It was a great story, Grizzly. It makes me feel happy that the other duckling is actually swan after all.
Aha, yes, it makes me happy too, Pika. Especially as the other animals were being so mean to him because of how he looked. You know, Pika, I used to be a bit of an ugly duckling when I was a kid. Then I grew up to be an handsome bear. Well, my friends, that's it for today. I do hope you all enjoyed hearing today's story. If you have a story that you would like me to tell everyone, please leave me a message in the comments. It must have a good moral. So, Pika and I will see you again on Thursday. Grizzly out. Bye. Yeah. So, what did you think to that story then, Johnny?
Johnny out. Bye.
I'm sure you've all heard this story before. How about you, Pika? Have you heard this story before?
Oh yes, Grizzly. I love this story because it has got a happy ending.
And let's just do that bit again. I'm sure you've all heard this story before. And I'll do that again. The ugly duckling swims better than all the other ducklings. Retake.
It was a great story, Grizzly. It makes me feel happy that the ugly duckling was born all alone, just as he was born.
Yes, it makes me happy too, Pika. Especially as the other animals, blah 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 blah.
Oh, yeah, it's mine.
Good day everyone, it's Grizzly here, and Pika of course.
Hello?
I'm sure you know me by now. Today's story is the fantastic story called The Goose That Laid the Golden Eggs. I'm not sure if you've all heard this story before. How about you, Pika? Have you heard this story before?
Oh, I think so, Grizzly. Is it about a farmer called Old MacDonald?
No, Pika, that's a different story altogether.
Oh!
So here we go with the story, The Goose That Laid the Golden Eggs. Once upon a time, in a place far, far away, there lived a poor farmer with his wife. They had only a little farm where they grew fruit and vegetables that they could feed on for themselves. One day, the farmer's wife told him, "Wouldn't it be good if we could have some eggs from time to time? I wish we had a goose to lay us eggs daily." The farmer did not have much cash to buy a goose, so he collected some veggies and set off to the marketplace to sell all of them and perhaps get a goose in exchange. He returned to the farm later in the day holding a goose. His wife was very pleased and couldn't sleep through the night. She was looking forward to the goose laying its first egg. Morning came and the farmer visited the barn to see if the goose had laid an egg. And what did he find? A golden egg. The goose had laid an egg made of gold. The farmer began to dance and sing a cheerful tune. He was so pleased, even the goose started to cackle noisily. Hearing all the sounds, the farmer's wife went rushing to the barn. "Look here, my dear," said the farmer. "See what the goose laid for us." "A golden egg," announced the wife, clapping her hands. "This is surely a mysterious goose. We could quickly become very rich." The following day was the exact same again, and the following, and the one after that. The goose laid one golden egg daily. Gradually and continuously, the farmer and his wife were getting richer and richer. Soon, a time came when the farmer and his wife just simply couldn't wait for just a single egg each day. They desired all the eggs right away. "This goose should have lots of golden eggs inside itself," said the wife to the farmer. "Why don't we just take them out, all at one time?" "Yes, you are right, my dear," he said, and so saying, he cut open the goose's tummy to get all the eggs immediately. However, there were no eggs inside. It was just like any other goose. It was only possible for the goose to lay one egg each day. Unfortunately, now the farmer's wife had lost the goose, plus they would not be getting any more golden eggs ever again. So, what's the moral of the story, Pika?
The moral of the story is too much greed always leads to great loss.
That's right, Pika. So what did you think to the story?
It was a good story, Grizzly. I don't think the farmer would have killed the goose. It was his wife. I think she was wicked.
Yes, maybe you're right, Pika. It was sad for the goose, wasn't it? Okay, next time we will try and find a happier ending. Well, my friends, that's it for today. I do hope you all enjoyed hearing today's story. Don't forget, if you have a story that you would like me to tell everyone, please leave me a message in the comments. So, Pika and I will see you again on Monday. Grizzly out. Bye. did he find? A golden egg. The goose had laid an egg made of gold. The farmer began to... What?
You said gooser.
No, retake. A golden egg, announced the wife, clapping her hands. This is surely a mysterious goose. We could quickly become very rich. The following day, retake. Soon, a time came when the farmer and his wife just simply could not wait for just a single egg each day, and I'll do that bit again. Desired, they were dead. This goose should have lots of golden eggs inside it, said the wife to the farmer. Why don't we just take them out all at a time? Retake. The goose should have lots of golden eggs inside itself, said the wife to the farmer. Why don't we just take them out all at one time? Good day everyone, it's Grizzly here, and Pika of course. I'm sure you know me by now. Today's story is a fantastic story called The Monkey and the Crocodile. I'm not sure if you've heard this story before. How about you, Pika? Have you heard this story before?
Oh no, Grizzly, but it sounds like it's going to have a nasty ending. Oh no!
Maybe not. Let's see.
Okay.
So, here we go with the story. The Monkey and the Crocodile. Once upon a time, a clever monkey lived in a tree that bore juicy red rose apples. It was a very happy monkey. One fine day, a crocodile swam up to the tree and told the monkey that he had travelled a long distance and was in search of food as he was very hungry.
Oh no!
The kind monkey offered him a few rose apples. The crocodile enjoyed them very much and asked the monkey whether he could come again for some more fruit. The generous monkey happily agreed. The crocodile returned the next day, and the next one after that. Soon the two became very good friends. They discussed their lives, their friends and family, like all friends do. The crocodile told the monkey that he had a wife, and that they lived on the other side of the river. So the kind monkey offered him some extra rose apples to take home to his wife. The crocodile's wife loved the rose apples and made her husband promise to get her some every day. Meanwhile, the friendship between the monkey and the crocodile deepened as they spent more and more time together. The crocodile's wife started getting jealous. She wanted to put an end to this friendship. So she pretended that she could not believe that her husband could be friends with a monkey. Her husband tried to convince her that he and the monkey shared a true friendship. The crocodile's wife thought to herself that if the monkey lived on a diet of rose apples, his flesh would be very sweet. So she asked the crocodile to invite the monkey to their house.
Oh!
The crocodile was not happy about this. He tried to make the excuse that it would be difficult to get the monkey across the river, but his wife was determined to eat the monkey's flesh. So she thought of a plan. One day she pretended to be very ill, and they told the crocodile that the doctor said that she would only recover if she ate a monkey's heart. If her husband wanted to save her life, he must bring her his friend's heart. The crocodile was aghast. He was in a dilemma. On one hand, he loved his friend. On the other, he could not possibly let his wife die. The crocodile's wife threatened him, saying that if he did not get the monkey's heart, she would surely die. So the crocodile went to the rose apple tree and invited the monkey to come home to meet his wife. He told the monkey, "You can ride across the river on my back." The monkey happily agreed. As they reached the middle of the river, the crocodile began to sink. The frightened monkey asked him why he was doing that. The crocodile explained, "I'm going to have to kill you and take your heart to save my wife's life." The clever monkey told him that he would gladly give up his heart to save the life of the crocodile's wife, but he had left his heart behind in the rose apple tree. He asked the crocodile to make haste and turn back so that the monkey could get his heart from the apple tree. The silly crocodile quickly swam back to the rose apple tree. The monkey scampered up the tree to safety. He told the crocodile,
Go back and tell your wife that she is married to a fool. How could I be living if I hadn't got my heart?
So, what was the moral of the story, Peter? I'm sure that's right, Pika. So what did you think to the story? Ah, yes, she wasn't very nice, was she, Pika? But at least the monkey was clever enough to see a way out of the situation. Well, my friends, that's it for today. I do hope you all enjoyed hearing today's story. Pika and I will see you next Monday. Don't forget, if you have a story that you would like me to tell everyone, please leave me a message in the comments. Grizzly&Pika out. Bye! I think that means there's lots of bloopers this time. What do you think? Huh? One fine day, a crocodile swam up to the tree and told the monkey that he had travelled a long distance and was in search of food. The kind monkey offered him a few rose apples. The crocodile enjoyed them very much and asked the monkey whether he could come again for some more food. The generous monkey retained. So she thought of a plan. One day she prepared... Oh no, retained. So she thought of a plan. One day she pretended to be very ill and told the crocodile that the doctor said that she would need only to rub a cover red wine. Retake. The silly crocodile quickly swam back, and I'll do that bit again. 3, 2, 1, let's do it again. Yes, she wasn't very nice, was she? And I would do that one again also. Retake.